Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of El Supercast. With me today is Souleman X from the Cosplay Busters. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, I'm splendid, Ginyu. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. So, let's talk a bit about a event that you, me, and our Mark II buddy, Ozzy, had a chance to go to.
Well, as some of you may or may not be aware, this is airing this week, correct? That we record this?
Yes.
Okay, so this past weekend, November 3rd and 4th, we were at Rhode Island Comic Con.
So, let me ask you, what were you thinking before you thought of the convention? What were your thoughts? Like, what did you have in your mind?
I thought it was going to be like ridiculously huge, like your typical Comic-Con, like the New York and San Diego ones you frequent.
Okay.
But I was very pleased by the size of it. That it was small, but not too small. It wasn't too big, so it was the right size for a convention of that caliber.
So, this may be difficult, but what would you say was the funnest moment that you had at the convention?
Oh man, that's a tough one.
Yeah, because there were a lot of great moments.
Oh yeah, and there were so many people we met, cosplayers, celebrities, artists. All-time favorite. I mean, just because I know what you're gonna say, I might as well say it too. But probably
you know what I'm gonna say? I don't know.
So well,
different.
Well, I'm going to. Well, I'll just say, because you got me excited for this, so I'll say this is one of my favorites.
Alright.
So if anyone wants to know my others, they can watch like a Soulcast video or another video I'll do for that. One of my favorites would have to be when we met Red Brown.
Oh yeah, what a cool guy.
For those of you who don't know who Red Brown is, maybe you ought to watch the old Captain America show from the 70s, or watch a little bit of Space Mutiny or Yours World from the 80s.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's been in many different TV shows, and he's still doing stuff, which is great.
Oh yeah, he's something else. I like Red Brown. He loved us. Tell the story about how he lit up with us and why.
Here's the scenario. So we get to the convention, we get our badges taken care of, and we walk into the room where you have the dealers and also the guests in the same place. So there was a moment where I was like, okay guys, let's just make our rounds. I'll take this way, you guys take that way. So I go off and I scope the area, and then I notice where he's at. So I briefly introduce myself, and I decided that, since no one's with him yet, now's the perfect time to, get more of a introduction, and hopefully Souleman will get his Yours World DVD autographs. So when I saw you guys, you were at the booth that had the Pokemon hats.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I was kind of excited, and I think I said something like, hey man, we gotta do this, let's go, get your DVD out. And then I think you said something like, wait, you know where he is? I'm like, yeah, we gotta do this now. So we all three roll up in there, and it's kind of a blur, like what we said in the beginning, but as soon as we said like Yours World, he had a genuine smile on his face.
Yeah, I think he was happy that someone brought up a project other than Captain America.
You know, and he was prepared for it because there was a small amount of there was like a brief section of the table that had Yours World stuff.
Like the whole how do you measure up picture of him as Yor, and it showed like his chest size at the time and like his height and his body, his like overall build.
Yep. No, but that was good. I think the other cool thing is that the moment that we got a chance to do one of the lines, and he was like, "Wait a minute, I'm not gonna be a part of this right now." I'm like, "No, don't worry about it."
Oh, when he got scared of the dialogue between Kala and Pat.
Yeah, I was like, "Don't worry about it." I had to remind him, like, even though you're the image, but the voices are us. So it's like, it's just another translation.
It's a fan-based parody,
yeah,
pretty much. But he was all for it. I think as long as he didn't have to say lines like that. He wouldn't have been in it anyways. He probably would have wanted a little something for.
Oh yeah, he probably would. But the way I see it, like, there was some problems because I guess they weren't prepared for the amount of people that would be there, and I guess they thought that their turnout was going to be a lot smaller. So it's like some of the things that we noticed is that the convention center itself wasn't used for, at least the Rhode Island Comic Con, they weren't using the full capacity of what they could have used.
There was so much potential there. I mean, they still pulled off a great convention, but had they utilized all of the rooms or spaces within the convention center, they would have had a really, like, they would have blown everything else away.
Now, this is my point of view. The convention center cares about making money. So, they also booked Beer Fest at the same time as day one of Rhode Island Comic Con. Now, I don't know if it helped it or if it hurt it. But what I did find out through somebody else is that those drunks at Beer Fest, they would get a discount price for Rhode Island Comic Con.
What?
Yep.
Wait, did they do the same thing for Rhode Island Comic Con people? Like if they wanted to go to Beer Fest?
I don't know. I am unaware of this.
That's kind of shitty though that they would do something like that for the Beer Fest people when the Rhode Island Comic Con people busted their asses just to be able to be there.
Yeah. But, it was probably a way to, like, entice all the damn drunks to fork over some money on something else besides getting hammered.
Oh, take advantage of them all in a drunken state.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, like, if you think about it, there could have been so many scenarios that could have gone the wrong way.
Oh,
like,
I mean, there were kids there.
Drunks hitting on cosplayers or, everything else under the sun.
There were small children there, too. I mean, just look at the guy who was running the Star Wars props area with, like, the land speeder.
Let's talk about the good, okay?
Oh, yeah.
We had one of the Ghostbuster vehicles. It wasn't the one we all recognized, but it was good enough.
Oh, yeah.
We also had the, what was it, the Batman cycle?
The old school Batmobile and the Bat Cycle, but I got remember what I told you about the Bat Cycle? What was special about it on day 2?
What's up?
I got some photo ops of a panty and stocking cosplayer riding the Bat Cycle. They were, oh man, don't get me started on that. They were loving it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there was a lot of good moments. And like, you also got a rather interesting experience because you were able to talk to a certain young person that did really, really well. at
Oh,
a
yeah.
certain tournament.
Yes. Later on, I probably won't have it ready until next week because I'm still working on all the videos from Comic Con. But I'm gonna have a few special episodes of Soulcast that air next week before the regular Soulcast, where I interviewed a few of the guests at Comic Con, and one of those being Mr. Ian Robb, who is the 10-year-old prodigy of Pokemon trading card game tournaments. He was something else. He took nationals, and he was runner-up in the World Tournament, which automatically gets him into next year's World Tournament. And through these tournaments, he won over $12,000 in scholarships for any college he wants when the time comes that he graduates.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Like, that should be pretty interesting to see, like, how does he feel about... Did you talk to him about the other card games as well that he's in?
Yeah, he actually kind of brought it up. Like, he was saying how he was a little disappointed about the lack of Yu-Gi-Oh players that he's seen at the game shops, because he's never been to a convention. This was his first one, so he plays at his local game shops, and there's a lack of Yu-Gi-Oh players, and he was pretty happy when he found out that we were into it too. So even though he wasn't ready for it this convention, I think, like, maybe at a future convention, or if we swing by one of his local shops, he'd probably be up for a round with us.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see someone else's deck and see how good you go up against it.
Well, the cool thing about that is he plays old school like we do, so at least it'll be fair for all of us.
So I think it's time to bring an end to this edition of El Supercast. And as for the website that I would normally ask you to give props to, I think I have one of my own that we will be giving props to for this week's edition of El Supercast.
Do it up. I didn't have anything, so what's yours?
Well, I would like to show my support for some of the people who we will be collaborating with into the future. And I am talking about the good people of Ribbit Cosplay.
Yes! Alright. I liked them. They were really cool.
Alright, and don't say who it is, but
I won't.
I want you to do your best interpretation of a little something that's coming up, let's say maybe a week or two from now on the Cosplay Busters.
Alright, ready?
Yeah, go
Can
for
I
it.
do the whole thing?
No, just the special one.
Oh, yes.
Alright, take care everyone. Goodbye.
See ya.